Aw. Whoa, you are flexible, girl.
What's up? It's Nurse Blake, and I'm going to talk about the reasons why you should become a nurse. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I passed nursing school. I still don't even know how I did it, but I did it. I was once a nursing student. Yeah, I didn't know what I was getting into. I was totally green.
Are we supposed to know what we're doing? No? Great. Just checking.
I was totally naive on what nursing school was going to be about. So I just wanted to make this video to tell you the ways I coped with nursing school, how I passed it. When you're ready to finally quit your job after a month of being on the floor, then you can watch my video. I quit my job as a registered nurse, which was my last video. No, just kidding. I'm not. But anyway, guys, you need to come to terms with yourself. Before we get into this video, you have to come to terms to yourself and ask yourself, why do I want to go to nursing school? What made me go to this journey? And if it's not a valid reason, just find something else to do, honestly. Because honestly, we don't need any more shitty nurses. And yeah, we're in a pandemic and we have a nursing shortage, but I mean, quality over quantity, so.
Quality, not quantity.
It's not going to be easy. That's like putting it lightly. There's going to be blood, sweat, and tears to get this freaking diploma. So you better think about why you want to go through nursing school to become a registered nurse. If you're going to nursing school because you want the money, because you want the job stability, because of other external factors like, you know, you wanted to become a nurse because your family pushed you to be a nurse, then, you know, I know that's the pot calling the kettle black, but whatever.
Well, what you want to do is not necessarily what you're gonna do. Well, what you want to do is not necessarily what you're gonna do.
Those type of external factors are not good enough reasons for you to become a nurse. You're most likely not going to pass nursing school, you know, but if you're going into nursing school because you want to be, you know, that ER nurse that sees like a lot of trauma and, you don't know what cases are coming into the ED and that's excites you and you want to be the person that helps them, you know, not die.
Does anybody hear that music? I'm fine, right? I just came here with a paper cut. Why are you guys yelling code? Who's coding?
Or you want to be a mother-baby nurse and you want to see that type of first interaction when the baby comes out and, you know, they get that skin-to-skin contact with the mom, then...
Hi, Mama, hi. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that another nurse is going to take over, okay? You're in very good hands. She's very experienced, okay? Her name's Barb. She's very brash and know-it-all. You'll love her, okay? So I'm going to skedaddle. Did you want the door open or closed? Closed? Okay, I'm going to leave it wide open for you. All right, sweet cheeks, up and at 'em. Have you peed yet?
Those are internal reasons that are reasons that are more valid to go to nursing school. You have to want it, like, you have to need it, like, you just have to be basically willing to die for it, so.
Do you want it? I don't want it. Because you're asking for it. You're dying for it.
Okay, so let's talk about expectations of nursing school. Don't expect for your professors to teach you, because nursing school, your professors are there to like guide you, but it's a lot of self-taught material and you can ask them questions, but basically you're going to teach yourself. And if you've never done that, well, you're going to get a crash course in trying to teach yourself. Another thing that you should expect is you're not going to have a social life. So I didn't party during nursing school. I wasn't going on like crazy vacations like I am now. I was very much just locked in to the library, whether it was with my study group or by myself, or even like, because I live in a gated community, we have a clubhouse, and in the back of the clubhouse there's a room that no one ever uses. I was there for hours each day studying or you know, watching PowerPoints, etc. So don't expect to have a social life in nursing school.
See neither type of opera and neither type of food.
Don't also expect to pass if you're gonna work during nursing school. It's obviously been done. Like, I've had some friends who work during nursing school, but it was really tough for them because you need to give your undevoted attention to your nursing program. And you should probably not have like a significant other, like a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you're going to be in nursing school. I was completely single during my whole entire program, and it was the best thing for me because unless your boyfriend or girlfriend is in the same program, they're not going to understand. They're going to like blow up your phone and call you and be like,
you know, why aren't we spending time together? Like, you're ignoring me, blah, blah.
Because your fucking man has his head in between his med-surg book studying, not between yours. So...
What? Oh. Okay.
They're just not gonna get it. You know what I mean? So don't try to get into a relationship during nursing school because it's just not gonna work. I will say, though, that my two really good friends from nursing school found each other during nursing school and they were together and they're still together. So I guess that's kind of like an outlier because they were in the same program, so they could study together and like they understood what each one was going through. So okay, so things to buy in nursing school. So buy a lot of highlighters, different colored pens, different colored Sharpies. Because like for me, like I learn best like visually as well as auditory, but like I have to see like differences, you know what I mean? Like my notes that I would type up in class, I would literally have them covered, reset, and bound at Staples.
One copy. What are my twins gonna do with that? Share? No, I made 2 copies. And had them covered, reset, and bound so that they wouldn't look like manuscripts. This is an extra copy to have in file, you know.
Well, you should definitely buy a calendar. A calendar and like an agenda book so you can keep up with your appointments and try to carve out time for the day, you know, like, okay, from like 6 to 7, I'm gonna study, and then from like 7 to 8, I'm gonna get a quick workout, from, you know, 12 to 8, study group or whatever. But get a planner. Ooh, these figs are so soft. I love my figs. Not sponsored, but I will say that like when I'm wearing my figs in the hospital, like I feel like Bella, you know, I feel like Bella opening Fendi or like Bella closing Ambush. Just saying. But like, I'm like a cool nurse. I'm not a regular nurse. Like, studying 101 for me. My med-surg book was like my Bible.
Bible? No, Bible?
Bible.
So that was the book that I used, and it really helped me get through nursing school. Literally, this whole fucking page is highlighted. So crazy. I honestly enjoyed my med-surg book because everything was there. It's funny because I like graduated from a private school and they forced their students to buy this box. It was called like the box. It had a laptop in there and a whole bunch of other bullshit books, which included our med-surg book. And from, you know, first semester to 5, the only books that I really used was my med-surg book, my mental health book, and I think my like nursing planning and diagnosis book. But even then, it was really just a med-surg book. And we obviously were using our laptops because the laptops are where we would take our tests. But yeah, we had to buy the freaking box. It was so stupid. It was like $1,500. I don't think they make their students buy that box now because it's like so ridiculous. Like people were complaining. It was like a religious private school. Whatever.
I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus.
I wasn't someone who like could like go over the material once and be comfortable with it. One of my really good friends from nursing school, like he was able to just go over it once, take the test, and he was getting like high B's and A's. Like that was just how he was wired. But like me and the majority of people, like we had to study. So for me, I was using like flashcards really helped me. Reading the med-surg book, the required readings, really helped me as well. In my school, we would have lectures set up on the computer. So basically there were just PowerPoints with our professors voice overing the material. So I would go over that as well. Basically what I'm trying to tell you is that be prepared to study and study all day. Our classes would be from like 8 to 3 if I remember, with a break in between. So that was like lecture hall. And then, you know, at 3, me and my friends would go to Starbucks or Panera or Barnes and Nobles in order to study on our own. Another thing about studying in nursing school is you need to find out what is the best environment for you. So for me, when I'm reading, like I have to have complete silence. I have to be in a library to read my med-surg book, because like for me, like when I'm reading new information or just reading in general, like it has to be quiet. Like I can't focus in like a place where it's so chaotic.
Understand. I don't understand, bitch. Don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
However, I will say when I was going over online lectures, which were PowerPoints that were voiced over by our professors, and I had my headphones on, when I was going over those types of lectures and writing notes to them, I could be in like a Starbucks or like a Panera or a Barnes and Noble. It's okay because I had my headphones on. So you just have to make sure that you're in a place where it's conducive to your learning. If I didn't know something, I would definitely ask my professors. I would ask my study group. I would also use like YouTube to visually see how, you know, like let's say I was still confused about how the blood flow in the heart was. Like I would go to YouTube and find a visual aid and see a video, and that would really help me as well. It's not gonna work for the majority of people if you just look over your material once. Like, sorry, it's not gonna happen.
Impossible. 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 Impossible.
Another important resource that helped me pass nursing school was tutoring. And, you know, a lot of people like associate tutoring with like, you're an idiot, you're dumb, you're not like academically sound basically. But our tutoring was amazing at our school, and we had a total of 5 semesters. So the people who were like in 3rd or 4th semester, they would tutor like the people in like 1st and 2nd. And for me, like that was really helpful. And there was a lot of students in my class who were like A+ students who would still go to tutoring, because those past students like remember like the topics and like different variations of the questions, you know. So they were very insightful on how the professor's questions were, and at that point, like any help will do. So go to tutoring. Like it's free, it's gonna help you. If it's gonna help you pass, like why not just, you know, go for an hour and listen, and I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Yeah, well, she's not my friend, but like this girl that was in my nursing school, she was having sex with one of the tutors in exchange for answers, but she's an NP now, but you know, whatever. I mean, do what you gotta do to pass, right? But okay, so like my personal technique for studying. First, I would go to class, obviously. I think that's a given. I never miss class because lectures in the auditorium with the professors were really helpful. And I feel like if you have the professor there, like use them to your advantage. They are nurses. They have at least master's degrees. You can ask them anything. That's what they're getting paid for. And usually if your professor is not a complete sadist, they'll be like, oh, you know, this kind of is important to write down, and that was kind of like a key to us students, like, oh, this is going to be on the test, let me like fucking highlight this or like star this or whatever the fuck. And you know, that was like kind of like a free point on your exams. After like lecture class, I would go over our lectures online, which were basically the PowerPoints, and they were voiced over by our professors. So I would look at that, take down notes, and then after that, I would read the corresponding readings. I would look at our study guide that the teachers would give us and make sure that I would have notes on each topic that was written down on the study guide. Obviously, they would be like,
oh, like not everything on the test is going to be on the study guide.
Which it wasn't, which was complete bullshit. But, and then once I was like comfortable with everything, I would be able to study with my friends. But until then, like I would like to study on my own because I'm more of a person who likes silence opposed to like a lot of like ruckus and a lot of distractions like when I study. So until I was completely comfortable with the information, then I would go to my study group and study with everyone, because study groups are great, but they can be also very distracting. It's the day of the exam and maybe you partied a little too hard last night. Maybe you binged Euphoria for the 400th time instead of studying. So that's your fucking fault. But you're in front of the exam and there's no turning back now. So what do? Use ADPI, obviously. Assess, diagnose, plan, intervene, and then evaluate. Just always think of assessing first. You know, it's like, I don't know, like a patient comes into the ED, they're showing signs of nausea, fatigue, a decreased level of consciousness, altered mental status. What do you do as a nurse? So A is gonna be call the doctor. B, give an IV bolus of potassium. C, give antibiotics. And then D, assess sodium level. Obviously, it's going to be D, assess sodium level, because not only is a decrease or a fluctuation in sodium associated with altered mental status, but it was the only one that's like to assess. Don't forget to freaking ADPI and always assess first. Like, you're not gonna do something without assessing the situation first. Like, are you dumb?
I'm sorry if I said that you were dumb. Maybe I meant you're stupid. I don't know. Ciao.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
You're not funny, Katie.
I am funny.
Like, it's not A, because in the ivory tower, you know, you don't want to call the doctor because that's passing the buck. Even though in real life I always like pass the buck, like I always tell the doctors every single thing. I always like make sure they know, because they're getting paid more than you, so you might as well just let them know. Forget passing the buck is like a negative. Like in the real world, pass the freaking buck to the doctor, because that's their job. But obviously be proactive and stuff, and like, you know, be a good nurse, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, with like lawsuits and, you know, having your license in jeopardy and nurses going to jail, nurses are just going to jail all willy-nilly, like, call the freaking doctor. Always call the doctor if you're not sure. But for the NCLEX and for your nursing exam, passing the buck is a negative. So A is wrong, because you don't want to just notify the doctor without doing your own assessment, obviously. And then B and C are automatic, like intervening without like assessing the situation. Like D is the only assessment, so it's obviously D. Okay, so you passed nursing school, you passed your NCLEX, and now you are looking for a job. You know, there's a lot of people in nursing school who are like, oh, I have to get an A in this, I have to get an A in this, I have to get 100, blah, 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 blah. Like, I hate to break it to you, but you're not that special. No one freaking cares about your grades. I've been a nurse for 8 years basically, and I've worked in 3 different settings, 2 hospitals and 1 nursing facility, and not one of my employers asked me for my transcripts from nursing school. Not one of my employers asked me what my NCLEX score was. Not one of my employers asked me what question did my NCLEX computer shut down at. No one cares about your NCLEX score or your transcripts. Your possible employer only cares about if you pass the NCLEX and if you pass nursing school. They don't really care about the fine details of your grades or your NCLEX score. That kind of stuff doesn't matter, especially now when we're in such a shortage. They will hire anyone, and I've seen it. They have hired a lot of dumbass nurses, and it's unfortunate, but it's true. But the point I'm trying to make is that you don't want to get caught up in your GPA or your NCLEX score or your or even how many times you took the NCLEX. Like, no one cares about that. Like, this isn't like high school where colleges are going through you like a fine-tooth comb. It's not that type of scenarios. All right, guys, so final thoughts and some takeaways. I would just say that nursing school was hell and you couldn't pay me to go back there. It was like a really hard time in my life, and I would venture out to say that it was difficult for a lot of people, if not everyone, because you're putting yourself in a pressure cooker of a situation, and you're basically a hermit, you know, like you're always studying.
I go out. I'm sick. I go out. I'm sick.
You're not, you know, living like a normal life, so that can really take a toll on you. But what I will say is that align yourself with people that are good people. And the nursing school friends I made, I'm still friends with them today. You know, I've been to their weddings. I, you know, have been on vacation with my nursing school friends. Like, we're still friends today, 8, 7, 10 years after nursing school. I don't even know how long it's been. But, you know, those are the types of friendships and relationships that grow and foster, because you're sharing in a time in your life with someone who knows exactly what you're going through. You're in nursing school, you know, and your bond is so heavy because of that. And that's one of the things that I am so grateful that nursing school brought to me, is like the friends that I have now. And I can honestly say that I care about them and they care about me. And I will say that even though nursing school was hard, like the fact that it brought me these amazing people, like it was worth it. Your study group, your nursing school friends are like all you have basically. They know exactly what you're going through because you're all going through it at the same time, you know. So it's like you're confiding in them, you're the most vulnerable around them. And trust me, when it's, you know, like 11 o'clock at night and you're still studying, like it's almost like getting drunk. Like the truth just comes out and you're telling them about all these like vulnerable situations you've been in and vice versa. So my nursing school friends, like I couldn't have like accomplished nursing school if it wasn't for them. So all right guys, that was my spiel about nursing school. I hope you guys have a great day today, and if you are honestly deciding to go to nursing school, then I wish you the best of luck. And if you have any questions or comments or anything, like feel free to drop the comments down below and I'll answer them. Or if you even just like this video, just give it a like and a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And I hope you guys all have a great day. And if you're currently in nursing school, just know that you can do it. If I can do it, if my friends can do it, if my parents can do it, you all can do it. And that's all I have for you today, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!